All right, glad to have you join us on New Dawn this morning. The discussion segment is underway already. Sorry for starting a little bit behind schedule, but you know that the Orire abduction has been there for over 50 days now, almost 2 months, and the children gladly have been rescued with their teachers. But there are so many narratives to this story. While some believe that the rescue was done effortlessly with the security agencies, others believe that it wasn't real, probably it was staged. These and other things we'll be discussing this morning as we look at the Orire school children kidnapped, the rescue saga. We have in the studio with us a retired Nigerian Army General Mohammed Abdul Salam. Welcome to New Dawn this morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, viewers.
We also have joining us on telephone Dr. Amotekun, a lecturer with Moshidabila Polytechnic. Doctor, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Glad to have you join us, sir.
My pleasure.
So I'm not alone. Simiat Abaru is here with me also. Simiat is fresh from leave and fresh to fire on all cylinders.
Okay, it's good to be back here. Thank you so much. Maybe we should start by engaging Dr. Amotekun. Dr. Amotekun, this is not the first time we'll be having school abduction in Nigeria. In 2014, to be precise, 14th to 15th, an abduction took place in Chibok, which of course led to the kidnap of about 256 students. We want you to tell us, based on the reactions at that time. It was looking more like the president at the time was really the one not believing that there was actually an attack. And you saw the reaction of the governor for your state as well. According to him, he also said he declared to be president of Nigeria to vie for the president of Nigeria's seat in around 4 p.m. And by evening, you saw and read about an abduction. So looking at the timing, he wasn't really sure that this abduction actually took place. And you've also seen after the release of these children, teachers, and of course the pupils, it was also said that he called for a probe of this particular abduction. The reactions now, I want you to tell us precisely what impact it would have in the different narratives being spread on different platforms.
Well, thank you very much. First, I'd like to say that the rescue of the Orire kidnapped school children and their teachers happily came to an end a few days ago. And I want to congratulate Nigeria and Nigerians on this, because it's been a very traumatic experience for not only the families of the kidnapped children and the teachers, but also very traumatic for the entire nation. It's been a very time of sober reflection for everybody that is involved. Let me also say that I want to congratulate the security agencies because for the first time we saw a well-coordinated synergy between the various security agencies in the rescue operation. You had the military, the Nigerian Army, the Air Force, the NIA, the NCDSC, the DSS, the Navy, the NSD, Office of the National Security Advisor, the National Counter-Terrorism Center, and all the agencies, including local vigilantes and the Amotekun Corps. All these agencies work together to ensure the release of these kidnapped teachers and children. And so I want to congratulate the security agencies for working assiduously to ensure that this whole episode is brought to a closure. Now, having said that, I want to say that the issue of kidnapping, there will be various reactions. For example, there will be political colorations to it, and as you have rightly alluded, when the Chibok girls were abducted, various interpretations were brought into it and so on and so forth. And this one also, some people have even said that this rescue operation was successful because the president is from the southwest, and because of that, he had been able to use his influence to ensure that this release was achieved. But be that as it may, the most important thing is that kidnapping is a very serious business. Banditry is a very serious business. Terrorism is a very serious business. And so to combat it would mean that we more hands must be on deck by everybody, every stakeholder, including the communities involved, giving information of whatever they have seen and whatever information at their disposal to security agencies. And this release, this rescue operation was likely successful because of the cooperation of everybody involved in the rescue operation. And so whether we want to say that it is politically motivated or the timing or whatever, I don't think terrorists have any calendar that they do their thing. They just, or kidnappers, they strike when they wish to strike. And from the feelers that we are getting, they did this because they felt that the president is from the southwest, and if they kidnapped children in the southwest and use that as a bargaining chip, of course it backfired because all their demands, they demand that their leaders should be, some of their leaders that have been arrested and being prosecuted or being under investigation should be released, and whatever did not work. So the truth of the matter is that kidnapping, banditry has become a big business. And because it is a big business, a lot of things come into play. There is the financial gain, there is the terrorist angle, the what you call the ISWAP and IC's angle, and so on and so forth. So it's a very intricate thing, and we just must be happy that this has come to a closure. At least the kidnapped people, the teachers, and the children, the school children, have been released. Right. And that is the most important thing that we should focus on for now.
All right,
yeah, thank you.
Talking about what we should focus on, there is also the conversation that the size of the national park where these children, these abducted children, and of course the teachers were taken to, is very, very almost the size of Lagos State. Now we talk about ungoverned spaces in anywhere, in Nigeria. How do you think government should tackle that part?
Well, you can't rule out such spaces in a very large geographical space that we have in Nigeria. Nigeria is a very large country, and there is no way you will have security presence everywhere. There is no way. There is a limit to the capacity of what you can have. But you see, when we talk about manning those places, you can't have people manning everywhere, but you can use technology to do some surveillance of those ungoverned spaces like that, or your national park that is as big as a state on its own. and so on and so forth. So the truth of the matter is that when you have spaces like that, you need to use technology to comb the area at regular intervals, so that when you see unusual movement with the surveillance that you have deployed, then you must move. And that's what other countries are doing, because there's no way you can have, like I said, a physical presence of security everywhere. It's not possible. Even in America, it's not possible. But what they use is technology. And this rescue operation that was done by the security agency had an element of security, technology in it, and that's why it was so successful, because you could see aircraft from the Nigerian Air Force and the deployment of sophisticated drones and things like that in this rescue operation. So you can't but use technology in this kind of scenario.
Let me come to General Abdul Salam in the studio. You have been there. You served in Borno at some point. You, as a retired military officer, how does it make you feel how does it make you feel when a sincere joint security operation like this, successful one at that, is being linked to ransom payments?
Okay, thank you very much. The doctor who has just spoken were various aspects of the operation of liberating these the victims from their captors. Thinking about what you said, that how do I feel? Military operation, and let me start by saying, I too, though it has been said, but I too must say it, that to God be the glory for returning these captives to us safely unhurt. Again, we must commend the effort of our President, Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, the Governor of Orire State, all the security commanders at various levels, from the up down, and all the officers and soldiers who, particularly those who participated in the operation. Congratulations to them. We say kudos to them. I think when you are introducing, that's Mr. Tunde, you said that maybe some people, yes, I too learned that, yes, how they rescue, they pay ransom. How would they rescue these people without paying ransom? Only that government was hiding. Again, that nothing happened about the casualties. No. We have some prominent lawyers and so-called human rights saying, no, it cannot happen. Let them follow them to the bush. Not only bush, to the forest. You know, there's little difference between bush and forest. I know that for sure. Let them follow them to the forest. This where let them go. It's not a matter of sitting down in the four corners of one's room and they just be saying this. Yeah, they are, of course they are, but would they just be saying this is what we did, this is what we did? No, it is not like that. The president first talked to give information to the nation. So I don't think they paid ransom because of the tactics employed during the operation. Just as all of us know that it was a combined effort of all the security agencies, starting from the military, headed by a general of 2 divisions in Ibadan and others. Then you see also from the Navy, and from the Air Force. And as my brother pointed out, special forces from this, from here, they came together. The police, the DSS, the NIA, that's the National Intelligence Agency, the Amotekun, the local hunters, and vigilantes, and so on. And many of them also have casualties. The military had, like Lieutenant Felix Isaac, and some soldiers who were not named. The same thing I learned that police also suffered. Local hunters and vigilantes also suffered casualties because they had to use the tactics. If they are to go straight, this is not a war fire just direct. We wanted these victims to come alive or hurt. Considering even if they are 60 whatever, they are not military. Even if they were military, these terrorists use them as a human shield. There is hardly a way you want to liberate them without having among them to fall victim. So they had to use a lot of tactics. Some of the tactics was the first one to go around. All the routes in and out were blocked. Probably they were allowing some element of logistic food to survive, to keep them survive, to go there. So they were obtaining. This was an operation, intelligence-led operation. So they were moving close gradually. And what they did was, these people came from this forest, extending from National Park in Oyo to Kwara, to Bogu in Niger State, and so on. So they came. Later the intelligence and police I learned now came, and they made sure when they make contact with them to know the relatives. They now went to the relatives, the wives, the siblings of these terrorists, taking their voice, video them, and then send it to the terrorists who are with the victims. Whenever they hear their mother's voice, they will identify. They see them, and so on. From there, they must have been begging, please come on, don't kill these people. They made a lot of plea. So from there, that is how they were able to give up. And the security, I think, assured them that if you leave these victims unhurt, you too will go unhurt. It's a tactics. Meanwhile, deploying some troops led by Lieutenant Felix along certain route. These people laid ambush for them, and they opened fire. That's the part of tactics, their own too. So they killed them. They too killed about 8 instantly from them. Now, when the terrorists knew that the water had dried on top of their fish, they had to surrender. Surrendering in the sense that, okay, take your people, leave us, let's go. Say, okay, I go. But you won't go along this route. So I don't want to say more than that. Why they are going? Because they say they too suffer casualties. So the military will not tell you what happens later. So, but you can understand. So I think the government did not, at the time, they demanded that there will be release of their commanders from various prisons or correctional center, and do this, give us ransom, and so on. The government did not succumb to their demands. eventually government did not pay anything, ransom.
All right.
But the effort, professionalism, determination, and agility and dexterity of our security agencies paid off very much.
Do you still think there's still accusation that Nigeria's security agency is urban-centric? In other words, that our security agencies are focused more on protecting the urban centers more than they do the rural areas. Like Orire local government now is not an urban. Is it allegation? Yes, is this allegation true that most of our security architectures are focusing on the urban centers?
Events or occurrence normally guide or dictate what to do sometimes after the normal thing. Military bases in some earlier, in most cases, there are those that are located inside, but in outskirts of the town. But the town will develop to the military and beyond. And now it looks like you see Ikeja. You think when they establish that, it will be outskirts of Lagos, what they call Lagos then. Okay? The same thing like Odogbo, it was not there. It was a kind of forest there, and so on and so on. Kano, the same thing, many. So, but the town developed to meet. Now, what I'm saying, as the development, physical town development grows, the same thing, there will be demand for military establishment in certain areas. Now the government and all of us have seen that there may be or there is need for a military establishment in that area. That's a Ogbomoso general area, that area you said, and so on, because it's a very large area. I'm from there. Though I have not visited this Orire something, but I know general view. So I think that they concentrated much more on the urban center. Is not completely accurate.
Okay, let's try to engage Dr. Ketokun again. When you listen to General Absalam in the studio, you just also see the level with which the government the security agencies have come together to ensure that we have safe release of these abductors, these people abducted. So when you also check the narrative of Nigerians over the years, that if government is actually serious about protecting the lives of the citizens, it is really possible. Looking at the tactics, like he has said, identifying the people that did the kidnapping, and of course tracing their family members. Is that not true that some Nigerians are alluding to the fact that they actually know these people, and if they want to go after them, they can do it as well?
Well, there is no doubt that, thank you very much, there is no doubt that the Nigerian government has the capacity to go after terrorists and get them wherever they are. But having said that, it's not usually that straightforward, because you are talking about people who are also up and doing. You are talking about people who have their own networks, who have their own cells, and who have the financial muscle also to pull influence and to have their way. And that's why sometimes it seems that some of these efforts of the security agencies sometimes do not yield the desired result. It is not because they have not, for want of trying or for want of capacity, but because when you talk about terrorism and now banditry, it's a sophisticated thing, and even advanced countries suffer from the consequences of these elements. Don't forget that during the 9/11 scenario, those terrorists, the agents of Al-Qaeda, bombed the Pentagon and the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center. And that's the Pentagon is regarded as, if you like, the intelligence capital of the whole world. And if the Al-Qaeda elements would be so sophisticated as to go there, bomb it undetected, you should know that these are not things that are just straightforward things. So in Nigeria, the truth of the matter is that we must keep doing what we are doing, what we have just done. When there are threats like that, there must be synergy among security agencies to ensure that these things are resolved, or what do the victims are rescued and the perpetrators are also arrested, like they did with this Orire thing. The security agencies sometimes are overwhelmed because sometimes they lack the logistics that they would need. And like I have said, sometimes the security agencies, the people on ground, those whose boots are on ground, their morale is not usually very high because of the kind of treatment, the kind of weapons that they have compared to what the terrorists or kidnappers or the bandits have. So that's just the case. But generally speaking, I believe that the government has the capacity to ensure that some of these things are brought are reduced to the barest minimum.
Okay.
And this Orire thing would inform future engagement of the military in subsequent mass adoptions, as we have seen in Orire. Because it is only when you have mass adoptions like this that you can have a coordinated response, as we had during the Orire thing. If there are isolated cases of one or two people, maybe the kind of response that government has deployed may not be forthcoming. But by and large, no soul must be made to be lost on account of kidnapping or terrorist or banditry concerns. Yes.
Thank you very much, General Abdulsalam. It's also important, like you said, that the success of this operation is because of the collaboration of the different, security agencies that we have in Nigeria. We also want to talk about the communities, the role of other legs, other wings, of the society, the communities with which this abduction took place. When it happened, what happened to, they were taken so far away into the bushes, what happened to the people within the community, what's the role of these people? And of course, there are other layers of people that could actually help to avoid this kind of, a recurrence of this kind of issue, just like they did in Chibok, taking people abducted through different routes for hours and no interception by others.
Well, before I come to your answer, I want to make an observation on the terms being used: terrorism, insurgency, banditry, kidnapping. They are all under terrorism. Before somebody kidnaps, you must terrorize the person. Unless the person volunteer to be kidnapped. Before the banditry, you know the meaning of banditry? pillaging. And these are the people, mostly, those who introduce a phenomena, starting from Boko Haram. They are not Nigerians. They are the people who advanced in the world, but did not want some countries to advance. They want to, Nigeria is one of them. If you cannot, instead of you dividing, we kept you marking time. You will not advance. Or you are divided. I do say, I think I've said it here. The origin of these things start with our performance, military performance in some African countries especially and beyond. I had the opportunity of being among those who went for in Yugoslavia. You perform. I was in justice not in Congo. You remember our former president, our Baba Obasanjo, was there. And you know the one recently in Liberia and Sierra Leone and so on. Wherever and whenever we go somewhere, we make positive impact. This was a kind of unappreciated or appreciated but not shown. Instead of that, these people want to be called the giant of Africa in practical terms, so that all African countries will be, they have to be checkmated. So they are the ones who introduced all these things. They were the ones. It's on the
international collaboration.
Yeah, was it a head maybe, but one particular country, the headmaster of the world. The headmaster of the world wanted, they are behind, they say it.
Do you have evidence of wrong?
Yes, now, I can show you here.
Okay.
They said they have killed between 1971 to 2021, they had killed 38 million all over the world. 38 million people. Behind the ICC, behind the Al-Qaeda, behind Boko, they mentioned Boko Haram. Maybe you know in the assembly. They said they were, all the money, said that they improve education, improve medical service, was diverted to sponsor Boko Haram. We know this.
We are talking about international.
Yes, they are the one introduced, and now was adopted by internal collaborators. That's what I'm going. Now, whether you now call, they will not call it the caliphate, the Sharia and so on. Those who are applying, who are crying for Sharia, have violated the Sharia. They should be killed. They should, but they know that some people, because of ignorance and poverty, they were set there. That's why they wanted to carry it down to the southwest. And then because of our complacency, I don't care attitude, indifference. When something happens, keep mute. Is that what Islam says? It's because of indifference and apathy that led us to where we are. I want us to understand that they may be deceiving us. They say government. Who is government? Government. Who are the government? Government are those who are, to me, are those who are legalized to carry out the military and other security agencies. But if anybody carries, call a spade, they are criminals. So bandits, they are not different. So I want us to understand that one. And some individuals who are prominent in the society now are sponsoring this so-called kidnapping and banditry. For example, of recent, senior special advisor, whatever, I forget the other name, of Katsina State. I think he resigned that he was going to contest for the State House of Assembly or whatever. And the child that was coming from school was kidnapped. After tracing, the police traced, they rescued, they said they will pay 50 million, later reduced to 17.5 million paid. Eventually they traced to this man and they found the money in his house. special advisor to the government on community development. Similarly, another woman in Ekiti who was the vice chairman of one of the Ilemeji or something, I don't know how to pronounce it, also said she was kidnapped. Tracing, she was the one who kidnapped herself to get money from government. Many others. What I'm saying, you see so many prominent, be it politicians, be it some others in Kwara. We learned that they too sponsor these terrorists. So many. Therefore, I want us to understand all these things so that we cannot be. Now, the role of community now.
About Nuru Aliyu Garwa, a special assistant to Katsina State Governor.
Can you imagine that?
Who was arrested and paraded by the police.
Can you imagine that a special advisor to governor can be involved in terrorism, kidnapping because of money? So I think the community is to cooperate with the law enforcement agent, that when you see something, say something or do something. And what you do or say is to report to the law enforcement, especially the police. If the police is not nearer to you, if it is another law enforcement agent, report to them. Action will be taken on time to nip that thing in the bud.
Let me engage Dr. Ketokun, because our time we have less than 5 minutes to go. Dr. Ketokun, I'm asking you this question because you're an academic, and these people, the rescued children, are supposed to be in schools. How do we reintegrate them back into the system? Because of the trauma of staying in a place that is dangerous for over 50 days, what advice, what do you think we should be doing now to reintegrate them back into the education system?
Well, there's no doubt that they have lost a lot of ground in their education, and that is something that is not too good. Having said that, I think the important thing for now is for them to get their mind back to reality because of the trauma of they had faced in the bush with the elements. Rain, in sunshine, in rain, mosquitoes and dangerous animals and whatever. So what is needed now is physical therapy for them and psychological therapy for those who are down for now, because it is not easy. Now, it is only after they have come back to reality, coach, that you can begin to now talk about, because the trauma of being adopted from their school, you need to do something to now prepare their mind for going back to that school again. Otherwise, the scenario that led to their adoption will keep playing in their mind when they want to enter that school. So you need to prepare their mind before you now integrate them back into that school again, because it's not easy. It's like you have been attacked by an armed robber. Each time you think about it, it's not a pleasant experience. So what they need now is therapy here and there, and the emotional aspect of it also should be done by medical experts and all the people that are experts in that area before you can then integrate them into the school system. School can wait. The most important thing is their life that fortunately God has given back to them, because many people were not so fortunate. Even when you pay ransom sometimes, it doesn't guarantee that you are. We have seen instances where even some people pay ransom and they still lost their lives. So the important thing for now is that they are alive and they are safe with their families. And the issue of school, I think the Oyo State government can begin to look at ways of taking them back to school with adequate security, nevertheless, because now they need the presence of security personnel and all those undercover agents to also monitor what is in their school environment before you can begin to talk about bringing them back to school.
All right, sir. General Absalam, your final take on this before.
Well, yeah, as spoken well, good food is one of the major therapy. After they have come medically, they are being taken care of. You know, they went to the military hospital in Ibadan. From there, maybe the government of Oyo State also will do more before handing them to their various families. And if not, whatever they do, they watch. But I believe God has sustained them through almost 2 months without good food. If they eat good food with medical care, I think there will be no much problem. You have spoken about the psychological something. Some may be relocated to another school so as to give them confidence. So that's that. Then I want to say that disagree a bit with the caliber of weapons being used by the bandits against the security agents. Somebody said the other day that I said no, that what they use, no, even something, how do they call it?
Aṣọ.
Ọmọ kéré bá láṣọ bí àgbà kò lè lákìísà bí àgbà. Ọgbọ́n military training. These are the right type people. Don't you see them? Most of them, they are untrained, they are educated, they are not civilized. So you want to say that they will now confront the military? How many helicopters? They are being sponsored. When you see them, the helicopter will come and supply them various logistics. And then that's why I say they were being sponsored by external and aided by the internal. Therefore, there is no type of weapon they have that military or police do not have. But the way they operate is different because they are operating on kick and move. So, and just as you said earlier, we cannot mark everywhere.
All right, because of our time.
Because of that, finally, I'm appealing to our leaders, particularly the politicians at various levels, including civil servants, because they are the ones to say, I do this, and let's do this, and when they make decisions, they are the ones to carry it out. Let there be proper caretaking of people at the grassroots. Let there be proper caretaking of people at the grassroots. Not everything. All the money they said as we come from where it comes down to local government. Does it reach them? If it reaches them, do they use it back? So please, let us not see. People are seeing this democracy as is this what they call democracy? Democracy be good. It's a matter of nomenclature. Whatever is something you use, please do the good thing. Thank you very much.
We have to go. I want to say a big thank you to Dr. Amotekun. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we really appreciate you, sir. Also, General Mohammed Abdulsalam, a retired Nigerian Army officer. Thank you so much for joining us on the show and for shedding a lot of light to this rescue operation. I want to say a big thank you to you out there from 8 o'clock till now, joining us on the People's Telly on New Dawn, to be schooled, to be educated, to be informed, and to a considerable extent to be entertained. But we have to go now. Seniors, we have to go.
Yes, we also extend our condolences to the families of those who lost their lives during this particular attack. Of course, the kidnapping, the security agencies, and of course the people, all the people that lost their lives. May God Almighty continue to make the souls of these departed ones rest in peace. Next edition, it will be Friday. And of course, Otunja will be here tomorrow. Keep watching the People's Daily, and bye for now.